This is a reminder that on Saturday, October 28th, Let's Play at Novora Autism will be hosting an Extra Life Halloween special featuring Undertale. Then, on Saturday, November the 4th, join us for our main Extra Life stream featuring Yooka-Laylee. Both of these streams will be supporting the McMaster Children's Hospital and the Children's Miracle Network. Come and show your support on both days for this wonderful cause. Well, now that that craziness is over, and everyone somehow decided they wanted to come back for more, please.
Well fought, Corinne. Honourable, that was a near thing.
Aye, our stand against the Kalyana would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance.
Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous palms can be. I should have... It's my fault! My stupid mistake!
Nay, lass, we were all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyana keeping their weapons springs to mind.
A primal servant is betrayed by Azora. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Ishtola. We'd appreciate the help.
Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing there?
I asked her to come.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain this one to a lot of shocked people.
Well, that explains it then. It's sad, but Ragnfrid was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Amigan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. 'Tis a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphanode. The first step will be to getting our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started.
I see that you're not interrupted. Corinne, you and the Scions ought to stand down. Get some rest, you've earned it. Thank you there, General. So, later that night... Yeah, as we stand in the Royal Menagerie, I'm accompanied by the General.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens.
It is, isn't it?
The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people.
Excellent.
It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
Yeah, as we look on alongside him. Yeah. Let's leave him to be in peace for a while. But as we prepare to leave the royal menagerie... Yeah. What's the Sultana doing here? Your presence is unexpected. But I can see that you have some business with the general, so you go ahead and take care of that.
Forget something?
Actually, not quite.
Your Grace, there was no word.
Rabun Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
Say what?
But,
yeah.
Your Grace.
Yeah, he's shocked. And obviously so.
Rabun, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
Yeah, with the wine?
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
Yeah, he feels kicked to the curb right now.
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me?
What do you mean?
Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
You're making the poor girl cry.
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
He did.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies.
Yeah.
So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Make her happy one last time there, General.
No more.
Yeah, in fact, we actually made him cry too. The big man himself actually goes and bursts into tears himself.
Smile for me, Raubon. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
I think so too.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
Yeah. Get back up on your feet there, big guy. Yeah. Your luck, but the stars can now be permanent. You even get a shooting star. Your life begins anew there, General. Because you're no longer a general. At least not for Uldar. Yeah, your adopted son will be taking over the reins. So, the next day, let's go ahead and speak with Lise.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
Indeed.
You're kind to include me, Lise. But we both know who did most of the work.
No kidding!
I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope you were still there.
Well, they spent the night together,
Are
so...
you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Sultana? Your Grace?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest.
Yeah. So why is she here? Well...
But I must yield the floor to Raubarn. He has an important announcement to make.
Go ahead and tell them all.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
Yeah, everyone's like, what? Yeah, it took them a moment to realize, huh?
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
That would be the sword he's wielding.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
Well, you have so much money, you could retire now.
You may be getting on in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Ouch. And the Sultana can't help but laugh.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
I haven't seen the laugh in
Grace has
3
developed
years.
a wicked edge to her humor. And you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Oh yeah.
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raubarn.
Yeah, come on. Lighten up a little. No need to feel so awkward. Yeah. Will you shake my hand? Yeah, put it there. So the big man has finally
Well,
come
that
home.
was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised.
You talking to me?
Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch.
You're still young.
In any event, one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
Indeed they will. So let's go ahead and speak with Lise once again.
I think it's about time I headed back to Rolgar's Reach. What's next for all of you? Alice will be eager to hear Bruce's defense, so I shall join you if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company. Corinne, why don't you come along to the Reach as well once you've said your farewell to Nanamo and the others?
So yeah, upon completion of this quest, you'll now be able to access the palace's rooftop and go to the Royal Menagerie. So yeah, now you can have that place whenever you want. Just interesting that they would do that for you. Now, we can of course speak to them, but since it's not part of the quest, we will simply go back to Ralgard's Reach to finish this main story quest. And the main story of patch 4.1 as a whole. So I'll get myself another drink of water before we call it a night. But yeah, it's almost midnight now where I live. But quite honestly, I don't feel tired. Like, I still feel completely energized, and I could probably go for another... I don't know, I could probably go until sunrise if I really wanted to. Yeah, if I really wanted to, I could probably go until sunrise, but I have work tomorrow, like any other regular person would have. Alright, Lise, this journey ends with you, here for patch 4.1's main story. And thus we've all returned.
Well, here we are again. Arthur Node has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds on Thancred and Nishola when we heard the reports of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kalyana. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far kind our parts our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day, but someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and the M tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Kalyana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the resistance army out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's newest recruits, a military commander with far more experience than me. What, the Ball of Alamigo?
Indeed.
We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups, and when Conrad passed this command on to me, that authority only extended to freedom fighters based in Ralgard's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray, but that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamozu's settlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms.
And we'll be with you all the way there, Lise. So, by our virtue of our victory, we got 3,481 gil, plus the dress-up Ralban minion, detachable alarm optional. Stand strong and unified! And with that, the patch 4.1 main story quest is over. but not before we check out some other things that have been going on in the realm. What other things, you might ask? Well, over in Kugane... yeah, Gosetsu is still around. I do give thanks to the Komi that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. Yeah, you're back on dry land. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Her woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. And then... yeah, you're being given a gift by Yotsuyu. Like, what?
These dango are delicious. Will you have one?
Yeah, she got one just for you. Shocking, isn't it? I guess she needs the hat to keep her identity covered and hidden. More sweetbreads! I surrender my blade to secure what few coins we have! It's like, you don't want it? Gotta eat there, man. It's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Oh, 'tis like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know, but I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Looks like you have a headache, though. It's not echo-based. Konsuyo, we shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Can you pay the Ruby tithe? Like, what purpose does she serve by being with Gosetsu? Like, obviously she's stripped of power and there's not much more she can do, but still. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace, back in Garlemald. This is what took so long for me to get back on the air. What are you guys talking about? Have you read the reports? First Stoma, then Alamigo, and Lozino's put to the sword. So yeah, word travels fast. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head regardless. Really? Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Fake news, right? We're getting rid of the fake news! Small wonder the provinces has begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and above all accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Yeah, we are getting rid of the fake news. However, someone is listening from a distance and doesn't like what they hear for one reason or another. But who are you, mysterious stranger? Maybe we'll know in a future patch. But there we go. As evening has arrived on Ralgar's Reach, we are now officially done with this. So, before we officially call it a night, I did promise you guys I would show you our brand new house. Yeah, thanks to the introduction of patch 4.1, a new housing establishment has been created over in Kugane, known as Shirogane, which I've shown previously in Let's Play content. And so, it was not officially opened for people coming in until patch 4.1 launched. And since that was the day, people have been going in mass exodus in order to establish a new home for themselves, including us. So, let me take you to our brand new home in Shirogane. Even as my throat burns, but I must forge on to reach the conclusion of tonight's stream. Well, hopefully you've gotten the help that you need there, Winter. So, welcome to our new home. As you can see, our new home is located on a very cool beachside area. Yeah, this place is basically like the Far East version of Myst. In fact, some of our FC members said that they like Myst, so hopefully the fact that we're in a place like Shirogane, which is like a Far Eastern version of Myst, will be something that they can appreciate. But yeah, this is where our new house is, and as you can see, we've already got a lot of our stuff laid down. Got all of our cherry blossoms set down and our cherry trees, as would be, of course, put in place for the fact that we are now in the Far East. So now they make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, Skylar went to bed about 2 hours ago there, Yami. So yeah, we got our striking dummy, we've got a garden if we ever want to use it. Here's our Leviathan fountain. We don't have our egg tower though. We don't have our special hatching tide egg tower. I'm gonna need to make sure that that gets put somewhere. Yeah, let's go on inside. So yeah, once we go inside, Scott has already taken the liberty of setting everything up. So we got our vendors over here, as well as our bells, our triple triad. And if you had chambers in your previous estate, and your estate was relocated, whether it was to Shirogane or any of the Eorzean housing districts, your chambers, you don't have to buy them again. They'll already be there for you, and it will be exactly as you remember them when you left, which is awesome. So we've got our own little library here that we can use, that people can enjoy from, as well as some places for people to sit down and enjoy themselves. Then upstairs, we do have to put more stuff up here, but we do have our fish tank, complete with all the fish that we had from before. And all of our crafting stations have been placed up here too. I have to admit, I don't know what music this is. I guess I'll find out once we're done. And so downstairs, yeah, we've kind of got things separated here into our room content. So yeah, basically our fireplace area, the same as it was by and large. We also moved our hot tub over here as well, and all of our portraits are down here too. And then we have our little stage where we can do dancing and playing musical instruments and really enjoy ourselves. So I think Scala is off to a good start with setting everything up for how everything is in our new home. And as you'll also notice, we did not have to change any of the fixtures either. Just like with the fact that all of the chambers are retained exactly as they were, so are all the wallpaper and all the flooring. That's also all retained as is. So what song is this we're listening to? Background story. So obviously this must be a new orchestron role, but I've never heard it before. I guess I should also add this one to my rank, my orchestron, as well as throwing the dress-up Raubon minion into play. In fact, why don't we even summon him now? Would be a good idea to do that. Where is the general? Gonna be a little harder than I thought to find. Oh, here he is. Dress Up Robot. Ostensibly produced to commemorate Ala Mhigo's liberation, this avatar of the Flame General was originally meant to serve as an apology for the campaign's troubled start. To that end, it was said to have been programmed to beg forgiveness a dozen different ways. But why would he do that? I have no idea. So yeah, here's what the Bull of Ala Mhigo looks like. Even comes with his helmet on, and of course he is minus his one arm. But yeah, flex those muscles there, General. Can't tell if you have your sword with you, but it's not like we necessarily need it to be used. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and change the song? Because yeah, we have the two versions. But yeah, it doesn't specify which version we have. Which one is this? That's the Guardian version. We'll take this one. And that's why you know I say that line at the end of every quest now. Because it's part of this song that brought Ala Mhigo back into being a proper country and not just part of the Guardian Empire. So it makes the most perfect sense in the world to actually sing that line at the end of every quest from this point forward. Hope you guys can tolerate my singing voice because I will be using it every time we do a quest from now until the end of Stormblood and the next expansion comes out. But, yeah, we've been going for nearly 4 hours here, and I want to thank you guys for staying with me for the entire duration. You guys have been a wonderful audience. You guys have clearly enjoyed the story that happened here tonight, and don't forget, we still have the 24 main raid to cover. Inspector Hildebrand is now in Stormblood, so we have to go check out his adventures as well. So, we're not done with patch 4.1 content yet. And more is to come as we continue on in this game. So, as the people of Ala Mhigo sing their anthem proudly, I'd like to thank everyone for watching this edition of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood Live. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys next time with more 4.1 content. So, until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Novora Autism saying take care, and I'll see you soon.